The South African Revenue Service has embarked on an aggressive recruitment drive to rebuild its capacity. 370 posts have been advertised for people with specialised auditing and investigative skills. The positions include senior directors to improve tax compliance by wealthy South Africans. This comes after Finance Minister Tito Mboweni gave SARS an extra 3 billion rand to bolster its information technology, artificial intelligence and database capabilities. There are also opportunities for 200 young graduates in tax, legal and auditing fields. Let's get you the latest on the story now. We're joined by SARS Commissioner Kieswetter via our video link this morning. Commissioner, a very good morning to you. Thanks for your time this morning. I suppose the first question that sort of pops up, it's 370 specialised posts that SARS is in need of that have been advertised. I suppose it raises the question, how much has the work of SARS been hamstrung by these people not yet being hired?
Thank you, Michelle, and good morning. I think the first message is that over the last 6 years or so, SARS has in fact lost more than 2,000 people, including some specialized skills and experience, deep institutional knowledge. And so in addition to the 370 that we are advertising, we also have some current vacancies that we are continuing through our normal recruitment process looking to fill. To your specific question, I think the world has moved on, and so it is not only about topping up with people who have left, it's also about pushing the boundary and reimagining what a future SARS could look like. Specifically, we have 3 objectives that will inform our future operating model. The first is that we will expand and increase the use of data, making use of greater insights that we can derive from data with a combination of data science and data analytics to be able to collect more dots and also connect the dots better, and through that derive insights that will firstly make things easier for honest taxpayers, but also increase our capability to detect non-compliance. Secondly, it is about the use of technology, building a future-oriented platform. Up until now, we've made great strides, but it has been really incremental, and we need to take a step change in terms of using more of the innovative and exponential technology. And as we do that, we obviously, the need for manual processing and manual-driven interventions will decrease as work is more automated, more driven by machine learning and artificial intelligence. And so therefore, we also have to make sure our workforce remains relevant, which is why some of the positions that you see advertised over the weekend is first of all in areas of data science and technology, but secondly also in deepening our specialist capability, because at the end of the day we administer complex technical laws. Yeah.
I mean, you've been quite specific in these 370 posts that have been advertised in that the positions include senior directors who will go after super rich tax evaders and improve tax compliance by wealthy South Africans. I'm reading directly from your statement. How do we score at the moment in terms of the tax compliance of our wealthier taxpayers?
Across the board, compliance have really slipped over the last number of years. Let me say significantly over the last 8 to 10 years, we've seen a decline. Now, at the bottom end, generally decline takes place, ordinary salary earners. Compliance is generally influenced by either a lack of knowledge or just a lack of know-how, and our model is to assist them and to make it easier. At the end of wealthier individuals and also corporates, you find that they have the financial resources to employ advice and to structure in complex ways. So, for example, the sector that you refer to, the segment you refer to of wealthy individuals, generally you find that their income statement or a so-called salary slip belies the nature of their true wealth. Because if you have a straightforward job, you earn a salary, there's standard deductions and income, it's fairly easy. There's no place to really hide. But if you earn income from interest instruments, from investments, from offshore arrangements, and you have the resources to buy expensive advice and to structure your affairs in ways that can mask your true income. That raises a huge concern for us. And often the balance sheet and statement of assets of wealthy individuals says more about their tax obligation than simply their income statement. And so it is really just deepening our capability to understand financial structuring, to understand offshore arrangements. Many wealthy individuals don't own the assets in their own name. They interpose it with special purpose vehicles and other forms of trusts and companies. And it is about putting together that spider web, as it were, to fully understand what is the wealth and income situation of an individual, and then to respond to that appropriately. Remember, you use the words going after. We are not in the business of going after anyone. Our work is to ensure that every taxpayer simply pays the tax that is due.
Yeah, I mean, you've described such an intricate web of how it is possible to hide the full extent of your income if you do fall into that bracket of wealthier taxpayers. And this is the kind of specialist knowledge that you're going after in terms of connecting all of those dots. So these 370 posts that have been advertised, who are the people who, you know, are watching this interview with you and who might have their interest peak and think that they might be applying for these posts?
Michelle, many of the companies in private sector, specifically in financial services sector, in media sector, have understood that data is the new gold, and understands also the use of technology can create far more predictable and predictive ways of understanding complex arrangements, and we move away from simple value chains to complex supply chains where each of us are located in. And so we obviously will make an appeal into people in private sector already. We hope to get a good balance of youth. The young people are far more audacious than us oldies. So we would like to attract young people who can see SARS as a career in areas such as technology, in areas such as data science and data analytics. We hope to enroll younger people, people who are creative, people who are not steeped in the legacy thinking as many of us more experienced are. But you also need experience. There's no way of fast-tracking experience. And so we're also looking at people who, we even are reaching out to people who have retired or people who have reached the last mile of their professional careers. If you look at someone like myself, I'd already retired, and I came back to give kind of the last 5 years of my professional life into this job. There are many others like me who have spent some time in the private sector, who are fortunate enough, to be fairly settled financially, and we invite them to come and join us and be part of this exciting journey of reimagining and then also rebuilding a future SARS. And so it is a wide net we're throwing open, and we really, in addition to that, are targeting specific through recruitment specialist executive search agencies, which we've worked with in the past year, to also look and as they use the analogy, to fish into specific pools. But this advert is a wide net to invite this balance of youth and experience, and clearly the private sector is a huge ocean. We do have challenges in South Africa, though. Let me also just put that. Many of these specialized skills are well sought after. The need is significantly greater than the supply, and we understand that, which is why also we have to work hard to make SARS an attractive employer, because these young people have choice. Yeah,
in fact, that was my next question to you. Do you believe that there are these 370 people, not that they exist, but that they would be open to such an opportunity with SARS?
In terms of, you'll see we also advertised for 200 graduates.
Yep.
And so part of this is it's no silver bullet, and it's going to take a few years to build the human capability that the reimagined SARS will require. But if we don't start now, it just takes longer and longer. And so it's going to be a combination of a few things. Firstly, repurposing our current staff. You'd be delighted to know that as of 6 o'clock last night, we had over 14,000 respondents to these adverts. Of that, about 12,000 are external and just over 2,000 internal. So it's a combination of repurposing and reskilling and creating career progression opportunities for our existing staff. They have the advantage of institutional memory, but we need to repurpose them to the world of work, the future world of work. And then secondly, at the bottom end, young people, to bring them in and to grow our own timber from people who are fresh, who have strong academic or scholarly backgrounds, but needs work experience. We've been doing that successfully in the last few years, but we'll step that up. And then in the middle, to invite across the board people who are settled in their profession, seasoned professionals, to bring them in. And what you really are looking for is not necessarily people who are slam dunk fit for the work we have, but people who have a high learning orientation, people who consider themselves as being reflective practitioners, lifelong learners. The new world of work, obviously experience is always valuable, but the new world of work will require people who are curious, people who can pose questions and not only solve problems, people who push the boundary, who reinvent themselves. And so we believe that if you have the right DNA, the right raw material, then the best place to learn and to orient and to fine-tune and hone these skills is in the workplace.
Well, let me tell you something. You're making it sound incredibly attractive. Commissioner, before we let you go, just give us a sense of when applications close.
We normally have about a 2-week date. I don't know the specific date, but it will be 2 weeks from the date that we advertise it. But the specific date is on our website, and more information about the posts will also be on our website. So if people do go onto our website, which is www.sars.gov.za, they can find it. Also, if they look for careers at SARS, they'll be able to search for that.
Well, thanks very much for your time this morning. That's SARS Commissioner Edward Kieswetter joining us there via our video link. Always a pleasure talking to you. SARS embarking on an aggressive recruitment drive. 370 posts advertised for highly skilled individuals. Also, 200 opportunities for young graduates in the fields of tax, legal and auditing.